Going into game one here as the OC and even doing a weekly press conference like this with us and stuff, and just what's this whole thing been to you, meant to you, and just how excited are you to take that, make that play sheet and go out there and do this game one?
Yeah, I think it means so much to me just to be in this position. I know how much it means to our fans, our university, so I take that responsibility to heart. It's been a lot of fun learning new things, experiencing new things, leaning on the great staff that we have. And at some point, you got to put the ball down and play, as Coach D says.
I know, obviously you've been very involved in different schemes and plays and all that kind of stuff, but what's it been like actually putting together your game plan and having the call sheet, and you're the one that's going to get to ultimately make some of those decisions? What's that been like?
It's been great. It's been great. It's been a learning experience, like I said before, but I've enjoyed the process of it. I've enjoyed kind of being involved in more aspects of the offense, of the game plan, learning more, being around different positions more frequently. So it's been a really good experience, and I'm going to continue to learn as we go.
Nate, when you were a kid at Timberline High School, did you ever imagine you would have been the offensive coordinator here?
No. The plan was to be a high school history teacher, so it's a little bit different. But like I said, I spent most of my life in this program, so I know what this means, and I really appreciate that opportunity and this opportunity, and I'm excited for it.
When did the plan change go from being a high school history teacher to really loving and being a football coach?
I think it's when I got done playing and I volunteered and just wanted to be around the game and see what college coaching is all about. And I think as soon as I did that, I was hooked, and the rest is history.
Coach, you got a lot of pretty awesome weapons on offense here headed into week one. I imagine that's a lot of fun creatively to be able to scheme around some of that talent. Talk about some of those weapons, especially a guy like Matt Louder at tight end.
Yeah, so Matt's obviously a huge part of our offense. He's a weapon for us. What I appreciate about Matt is how much he's evolved and improved since last season. I think his game is well-rounded. We're pretty fortunate where we can use multiple tight ends, and he always has a role in every aspect of our game plan. So I'm excited for him to put on display kind of how much he's improved in the last year. As far as other weapons, we got a bunch in the running back room. That's a huge part of who we are and our DNA. Chris Marshall has had a phenomenal camp, and I'm excited for him. Latrell Caples is making plays all over the field. Incredible leader for our offense. So we got a lot of different weapons. Now it's just everybody doing their job consistently. That's what we're focused on.
What are you seeing in the South Florida defense for this coming game?
See a lot. I see an experienced group. I see a defense that creates a lot of havoc, TFLs with turnovers. I see a really strong linebacker group that's returning, that's experienced, that gets after their opponents. I'm excited to see how we match up and how we compete. But no, I think Todd Orlando does a phenomenal job. He's experienced, he's been doing it at a high level for a long time. They do a really good job creating confusion and creating some big plays on the defensive side.
Spencer was telling us that he sees Malik and Sire probably getting similar number of carries in this game. How do you kind of envision that going? Is it more drive to drive, play to play, and how do you those guys feeding off each other because they're kind of different running backs and different styles? How do you kind of what's kind of the plan there, I guess?
Yeah, I think to Coach D's point, I think they're going to be working together. So a lot of that is in game, the flow of the game, how many carries they have up to that point, what the role is on special teams, what the play is specifically. I think a lot of those things are going to factor into it, but it's my job and our job to get both those guys involved.
Is that more of a Coach Montgomery kind of subbing those guys in and out, or is that you, or how do you kind of decide who the running back is?
It's both. It's both. Coach Montgomery is going to be on the sideline next to those guys. He's got a really good feel for what that looks like within a game, and then within a game plan, obviously, there's things that are designed or designated to certain guys based on play.
And what did Dylan Riley do this camp? And obviously, I know Breezy's obviously been dealing with some injury stuff, but what's the confidence level of giving the ball to Dylan?
Very high, very high. I thought he had a great camp. He showed that he has grown, he's matured, he's developed within the football IQ of things and how he sees the run game. He also has grown on teams, so he's going to have a role. I'm very confident in Dylan Riley, and as we all know, he's got that home run threat speed.
Go ahead.
How excited are you to kind of give Maddox Madsen his first game as truly running the offense? You know, it's kind of being his offense now, and there's no more Genty. So just how excited are you to let him go loose?
Very excited. I think, you know, we're all very, very confident in Maddox and what he's capable of doing, and it's his responsibility to kind of run the show for the offense on the field, and I have full trust in him, and I'm excited for him to show everybody what he can do.
I think
What-
over the years here, Nate, like the OCs here have had a kind of a criteria of what they want out of their quarterback, a couple of pillars. What do you want out of your quarterback? What do you think, you know, leads to success on game day?
Yeah, for me, it's number one, toughness. Can you stand in there? Are you going to be that leader for the offense? You can display that with your mental and physical toughness. Number two is decision making, taking what they give you, making that right decision, the smart decision, because that's what we're all about, being efficient, making good decisions, letting the game come to us. And I know Maddox can handle all that, and he's already proven that he can do that.
What's Dale and Matoyer been doing through the off season and through fall camp? I know Hall has dealt with some injuries, but to be in position to get a starting spot going into game week at that right tackle spot.
Yeah, he's been improving throughout the whole winter, summer, and now fall camp. He's been improving, and he's gotten a lot better since he got that experience playing a little bit last year. So I think what that does is gives him confidence, and it gives us more depth. So I'm excited about where he's at now, but he's got to go out and do it on game day.
With Chris Marshall, I mean, this guy's obviously been overcome a lot, you know, off the field, on the field, just trying to get to this point, and now to go through a whole fall camp healthy, and you guys see what he can do. And how excited for you, I guess, are you for him? I guess just to maybe be able to go out there and finally maybe live up to some of that potential.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for him. I think he's doing all the right things on and off the field, and I'm excited for him to see the benefits of that, see all that hard work pay off, and to get in there and kind of show you guys and show everybody and prove to himself what he's capable of.
And is that, yeah, I asked Spencer, I mean, is that being one of the elite receivers? I mean, maybe not even just in this conference. I mean, is he that? I mean, not to put too much on him, but I mean, is he?
No, we're all confident in his abilities. We know what he's capable of. Now he's just got to go out and do it.
I mean, ability never seemed to ever be the question with him. So just what maybe is the biggest difference you've seen? I mean, I think literally like the simplest thing last year, if you told us he had been in practice every day this year, would have been, you know, a step obviously. So what is the biggest thing for him?
Yeah, I think part of it's our program, Coach Danielson, what we emphasize beyond just the football aspect of things. He's totally bought into that. I think his preparation off the field, both in the meeting room, in the training room, in the weight room, has prepared him to stay consistent. So he's kind of put all those things together, which we know allows him to have an impact on the field.
What's been the most?
Go ahead.
What's been the most impressive thing about Malik Sherrod? Just getting him in here and seeing him, you know, up close. And when you guys recruited him and brought him in, obviously you knew he'd be a big special teams guy. But I mean, I don't know if you would have projected he'd be, you know, the co-starter on the first week depth chart. What's he done, and you know, what can he do for you?
Yeah, what he's done is he's brought a competitive spirit that everybody on our team feeds off. Number one, and number two, I think his vision. That's what I was most impressed by. Just initially seeing him out at practice is just his vision in the run game, how he sets things up, how he sees things. He does that at an elite level. So all that combined, we're excited that he's part of our team.
What does Sire Gaines' intensity mean to your offense?
He's a tone setter with his intensity, with his physicality, with his approach. He kind of gets everybody going. And then he's consistent with it. He does it every day, every practice. You guys have seen it. He's the same guy. So he brings that mentality to our entire offense and to our team.
A couple of true freshmen on the two deep for your wide receiver position. Just how excited are you to just unleash them and kind of almost have them be hidden weapons for you guys?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about Coach Miller and how he's developed those guys and recruited the right guys. They've been tremendous for us. We knew we were going to have to rely on them at some point, so I'm excited for them to get their first taste of real football and college football and get their opportunities when they come.
Overall, the receiver room, you know, the three you guys lost, some questions from fans, whoever, how that group is going to be. I mean, do you feel going into week one that that's not a concern or question for you? It doesn't seem.
No, not at all. Not at all. Very confident in that group and Coach Miller and what he's done with that group.
Talk about your confidence in this offensive line headed into this year. I mean, you've got a lot of experienced guys, some NFL talent on that line. I mean,
Yeah.
that's got to feel good as an offensive coordinator.
Absolutely. I think it feels really good for the quarterback, having Cage Casey as your left tackle out there. But no, it's a big part of who we are. It's a big part of our offensive identity. It all starts up front, and to have the experience we have coming back is huge. But it's a position where it's always evolving. You're always getting better. You're always proving it week in and week out. So I'm excited for those guys to go out and prove it.
You think Matt's excited to go home or go near where he was born and raised to play football?
Absolutely, yeah. He's a Florida guy. That's what he says. So I'm sure he's really excited to just be near his family and be around his family when they're at the game.
It seems like he's a guy that just kind of embraces the moment. Like, it doesn't seem like the moments are really too big for him, at least last year.
No, I think that's when he's his best. The bigger the moment, the more that comes out of him. I think that's what makes him a great competitor.
With him and Matt Wagner together, I mean, the different skill sets there, being able to, get both those guys on the field together, what's that allow you to do, and your thoughts on that, I guess?
Yeah, I think anytime that you have two tight ends that you trust fully, that are capable of doing just about everything in your offense, I think that gives you a lot of flexibility. Big part of who we are is using multiple tight ends, and to have the caliber of a Wagner and a Lauder, I think is huge for just what we want to do offensively.
We saw Wagner a little bit last year, but I know Matt, Lauder gets the headlines and stuff, but how much of a step are we going to see from Matt Wagner this year?
Huge step. I think he did a great job this offseason transforming his body and preparing for this season. So I'm excited for him. I'm excited for you guys to see him as well.
What did Max do to really separate himself in that QB2 battle?
It's all about consistency. That's really the main thing what it boils down to is consistently going out to do exactly what I talked about before, making the plays you're supposed to make, let the game come to you, run the offense, and I think Max has proven that he can do that consistently for us, and that's kind of what stood out.
And staying with the quarterbacks, did you know Caleb was had some punting talent as well, or?
I did not. I found out with the rest of you that he has a little talent right there. That was pretty cool to watch.
When Ben Ford came here, he had to learn the receiver position essentially, right?
Yeah.
What has he done through all that he's gone through to climb to the top of the depth chart?
Ben's an Iron Man, I think. What he's been through with his injuries in the past and how he's stayed committed to the program, to the rehab process to get healthy and then learn the position, I think he's a great example of what a Bronco is, and I'm excited that he's earned the right to get on the field and show everybody what he's capable of.
Yeah, I got one. Just a lot of offensive injuries last year, just throughout the year. I mean, you got Chris Marshall, Mason Randolph, obviously Sire Gaines. I mean, as a former player yourself, talk about how frustrating that is to be out on the sidelines watching this happen. And then if you could kind of expand on just the mental toughness it takes to come back and what these guys have shown in camp.
Yeah, I think the type of guys that we have, anytime that they're watching, they're going to be frustrated because they're competitive. But that fire is what fuels them through the rehab process in the training room to get back, get healthy. And a lot of times they come back stronger, both mentally and physically, and better able to help the team. So I think for every player at some point in the career, they're going to go through it. But for those guys, I know they've come back stronger.
Cool, thank you.